Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming on time. So today I'll be sharing the content from point 1 to 9. However, some of you are new vendors, some of you are existing vendors. So for those existing vendors who are very acquainted with how to become a pre-approved vendor, maybe you don't need to attend from point 7 to 9. So hold on, let me start my video. Yeah. So I think I'll take you through point 1 to 6 first. For those existing vendors, once you have completed the Q&A and you want to drop off, you may do so for the how to become a pre-approved vendor session. Okay, let's move on. So PSG, Productivity Solution Grant, was launched a few years back. So this is nothing new to a lot of us. For SMEs who want to adopt pre-scope IT solutions, they will go onto the portal to look for packages that they can adopt. And who can apply? It will be any business entities who are registered operating in Singapore, and they have a minimum of 30% local shareholdings. And of course, these solutions must be used in Singapore. And just to take note that the support is up to 50% from last year, April onwards. Moving on. So how PSG actually works. So for those new vendors that are not familiar, now you are here, you aspire to offer some packages via the PSG solution. So you need to become a pre-approved vendor and have a contract with IMDA first. Then after you submit your application, we will evaluate and go through with you to make sure we have full documentation. And once this is done, you will receive a letter of acceptance, and then your solution will be published on BGP, GoBiz, and CTO as a service. And of course, you will plan your go-to-market strategies and see how you can sell to the SMEs in Singapore. Then, once you find suitable SMEs to sell to, you'll issue quotations to them. So for the green part, it will be the SME journey, where they will apply for the vendor's packages on BGP with your quotation. They'll wait for the BGP approval. Then you may kickstart the project once the application ID is available, once the SME has put in the application. But do take note that if the SME's BGP application is rejected, you and the SMEs have to find some recourse if your project has already commenced and SMEs has already paid. Then, of course, for SMEs that don't want to wait, that is willing to wait for the project approval, they can also do so. So either ways, with the BGP ID, once the project has been completed, SME makes the final payment to you. They'll just have to submit 1 month's claim, 1 month's usage with the proof of payment and other payment docs to BGP. And then the project will end and you provide 1 year support to the SMEs. SMEs will then receive the payout. So very simple. Okay, take note that vendors are not allowed to help SMEs in the BGP application. Moving on to the next slide. So today I want to announce the generative AI solution categories. Next. If you have attended the 31st July SME conference, our senior Minister of State, Ms. Low, she actually announced the generative AI solution categories. Next. So in this extract of this article, you can see that, we are trying to make available two solution categories and then, pre-approved vendors by the end of the year to let SMEs adopt these solutions with up to 50% grant support. Next. So the first category that I want to introduce to you is the chatbot for customer engagement. So who can buy this solution? Of course, any of the local SMEs from any industries. So there's no limit to say that, oh, you can only be from construction, then you can purchase it, or from retail, or from F&B. So what we are looking for are chatbots that can automate responses to customers' queries on digital platform. And it will have some kind of personalized recommendations, and it can collect customer feedback so that businesses can improve their products and services, and automatically capture follow-up leads to increase conversions. So if you want to find out more about this requirement, you can download the checklist. And of course, I also go through all the important details in the checklist. But the important point to take note is the chatbot must be used for managing sales activities with the aim of converting your sales. And what are not acceptable will be chatbots that are used internally, like HR virtual assistants. So this may not lead to any sales, right? Or, rule-based chatbots with fixed style, FAQ style answers, chatbots with no generative AI, or responses not tailored to the customer inquiry or business contact. Moving on, I would like to unpack the requirements for you. So definitely for the first requirement, we are looking for solutions that have Gen AI functionality. And something special for this solution category is you must conduct a risk mitigation briefing. So why are we including this thing? This is because such solutions are quite nascent, and we know that SMEs don't know Gen AI well. So we want you to probably conduct some pre-recorded videos, or you have some slides so that you can brief SMEs on the associated risks to ensure the responsible use of AI usage. Then we will require you to provide a template and get the customer's acknowledgement that they have already received this briefing. So this will be required when they submit during the BGP claims. And next, for the setup and data pipeline. So before that, there must be 3 of these functions. You must be able to allow a knowledge-based uploading. It could be a FAQ flowchart, menu, so on and so forth. Is to help contextualize the generated response. And of course, whenever the chatbot is unable to handle, you must have the ability to route to a human agent. And finally, you should have some boundaries to restrict the chatbot from providing information outside the scope of this solution. Next. Your solution must also be able to ingest the following data sources. So it could be a website crawl, it could be a database integration to CRM or e-commerce, structured files like FAQ, unstructured files like PDF, Word documents, so on and so forth. So at least 2. Then next, we are not looking for this chatbot as a standalone tool. It should be deployed onto some digital platform or channels for the customer engagement. So what would make sense is the e-commerce website has a chatbot, and you can capture inquiries over there. The chatbot can handle, and then you can, if it leads to a sale, then good, lead to orders, or it could be on the social media like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, whatsoever, or even in your CRM system, you capture the lead and convert the customer and keep all this information there. And for the customer engagement capabilities, we are looking at at least two functions. It could be a lead generation, sales assistant that can help customer see through the sales process, answering queries, customer support, and for scheduling reservations. So you need to have at least 2. Okay, moving on.
Hello, are you ready to share?
Manoj, moving on. Yeah. So we are looking for analytics and reporting. There should be a dashboard with reports on KPI and customers insight on leads conversion. And most importantly, for the next two, if your solution collects personal data, so if the chatbot is mostly used for B2B and you don't manage personal data like phone numbers or personal mobile phone or the home delivery address or medical records, so on and so forth, then you'll be exempted from the security vulnerability assessment requirement. But if your chatbot is deployed on the World Wide Web where you are targeting any consumers, definitely we will need you to do the security vulnerability assessment. So you need to conduct it using a CREST certified company or someone with equivalent solutions, services. So you can take a look at these notes lah. So definitely this must be in before we can assess and make sure your solution is secure. Okay, moving on. The next solution category that we are interested in is the marketing and sales content generation. Once again, this target audience is for SMEs from any industry. And for this set of tools, we are looking for software that can generate tailored content. So it could be an output of a AI-generated image, social media posts, ads, customized emails, so on and so forth. There should be some element of a creative campaign concept and, helping SMEs brainstorm content ideas or product innovation. It can also, generate actionable market insights to enhance their marketing and sales strategy. Once again, primary objective is to enhance their sales and marketing strategies. So what we are not looking for is like a standalone ChatGPT kind of solution where, it generates very generic content. And templated sales and marketing content without using Gen AI engine is also no. Or any solutions that cannot adjust its output based on the customer's input and prompts will not be accepted as well. Generic writing aid tools, general purpose AI assistants, all this, Gemini, all this will not be accepted. Moving on. So once again, the requirements are quite similar to the previous chatbot. You need to have Gen AI functionality. The solution, you need to conduct a risk mitigation briefing to your SMEs. You need to also set up a user platform interface. So what we are looking for is the ability for you to upload company-specific knowledge base, brand voice, images, requirements, could be in these various formats to conceptualize generated output. Next. So we are also looking for the fulfillment of either one of the belowing. If yours is on sales and marketing asset generation, so it must be tailored to different audience group. For market research, it must be able to define market research parameters, organize and manage the generated insights reports on a single dashboard. So once again, we want to emphasize that it must be tailored to support and achieve marketing sales focused outcome. It cannot be a general all-purpose solution. And the next thing is we are looking for at least 2 direct integrations to digital platform or channels. Can be via a plugin or API. So this is for the need of the data collection and publishing of generic content. So if you see, we are looking for social media platforms, content management system, e-commerce messaging app, email, so on and so forth. And we also need the solution to have at least 3 of these solution capabilities. Can be some kind of copywriting generation, writing optimization, video or audio content generation. It must be able to also personalize marketing collaterals for your sales outreach. it must be able to convert the content from one format to the other, like for example, a blog post to a video. It should also facilitate development or evaluation of campaigns concept, content ideas, product innovation, or effectiveness of marketing or sales content generated through SEO research, optimization, A/B testing, etc. Or it can perform market research on consumer audience, competitors, so on, and tracking it real time, and generate insights. So you just need to make sure at least 3 out of this list here you can fulfill. Moving on. This solution must have capabilities for self-learning. So it must be trained to improve the quality and relevance of the content generated. So as this example states, it should have some automated performance tracking and analytics of your published marketing or sales content. It should learn whenever the human agents intervene and edit the generated content or refines the original prompts. Then there should be a manual supervised training mode for based on user ratings of the generated content. And of course, we are looking for data analytics as well to track, KPIs, market insights. And something important is we are looking for support that is not just in English. If it has simplified or traditional Mandarin, Malayu, Tamil, etc., is all acceptable. And it must also safeguard against IP infringement. That means you have a plagiarism checker. Lastly, it is the same requirement. Moving on one notch. Yeah, if it also collects personal data, you need to do the security vulnerability assessment. Okay, next. So what is the exciting thing that we want to announce is previously for all other solution categories, SMEs must be using the solution for a minimum of 6 months and still current users. So because we understand this solution is new in the market, we are revising this category, this requirement from 6 months to 3 months. So between 26 July 2024 to 25 January, if you submit the checklist to us, to say that you want to be a vendor, you can meet the requirements, we can accept the customer satisfaction survey from your 5 SMEs that have been using the solution for the past 3 to 18 months. So just take note, this is only applicable to these 2 solution categories. All other categories are not applicable. Okay, moving on next. So we constantly have future plans for other generative AI solution categories. So if you are, aspiring vendor who is interested in developing or reselling established generative AI solutions that don't fall into these 2 solution categories mentioned above, please email me and let me know, what kind of solution you're offering, the details of your generative AI use case and your solution. So we will float it to the relevant department who is evaluating new solution categories for Gen AI. And if your Gen AI solution is something that we are keen on, we will engage you directly and let you know the next steps. All right, move on. Just to let you know, if you have any questions, you can, key into the FAQ, or you can wait until the FAQ session for you to put in the questions. But we highly encourage you to ask as many questions as you have along the way. So the next session, I'll hand over to Siraj. This is more applicable for vendors who need to fulfill the IRAS requirements. But do stay on because we have more exciting things to announce after this.
Thank you, Jiling. So my name is Siraj, and I'll take you to the IRAS GST InvoiceNow requirements for vendors with invoicing functionality. So next slide, please. Okay. So the GST InvoiceNow requirement is something that has been added to the InvoiceNow network recently. On 15th April 2024, IRAS has announced that moving forward, they will be requiring GST registered companies to supply them with the invoices uh, that, that are being transacted for between GST registered companies to or from GST registered companies, so that at a future point in time they can potentially automate the GST reporting, much like what has been done for income tax reporting. Okay? So InvoiceNow, as many of you may know, is Singapore's nationwide e-invoicing B2B network. So InvoiceNow allows businesses to send and receive the invoices and associated documents like purchase orders between companies, financing or accounting systems. Okay. So this is based on the international PayPal standard and has been in market for the last 5 years. We've got about over 60,000 businesses already registered, with a number of them using that. Now, moving forward, what is going to happen is that IRAS has required that GST registered businesses will be required to use InvoiceNow solution to send their invoice data for tax administration phases. Okay, and this is part of IRAS's aim to digitalize the GST reporting functionality. Okay, next slide, please. Okay. Now, how this will work is that most of you who are having solutions, businesses will use your solutions to generate the invoices for transmission to the customer. Now, as and when these invoices are generated, a copy of them will be sent to IRAS. Okay, and IRAS will then have a copy that will be used to reconcile with your quarterly FI GST reporting. Right? Yeah. Yes, that's fine. Thanks, Manoj. So next slide, please. Right. So this is part of the business obligation that if you're on GST, you will need to then comply with the GST obligations. And what InvoiceNow, GST InvoiceNow requirements will do is that it will help businesses reduce the manual compliance efforts for automated data submission. That should enable them to, take advantage of faster GST refunds. If there's any audit, because IRAS would already have a copy of your data, then it will be much faster and easier. And lastly, but not least, businesses can also check incoming invoices whether the GST, any GST being charged is legitimate or not. Okay, so these are some of the options that are made available under this new scheme. Just to kind of give you a bit of a timeline. Next slide, please. So what this requirements will impact is all solutions that generate invoices. Okay, and that would include generic solutions such as inventory management, sales management, accounting management, inventory, e-procurement, okay, logistic solution, purchase management, accounting management. So what you would need to do is the ability to activate the user for GST InvoiceNow data submission. Within the solution, anything that has relevant GST information, you would need to be able to extract that data and package it for submission. After packaging, you will then transmit it to an access point for transmission to IRAS. And lastly, once you have transmitted the data, you would need to be able to reconcile the data for GST FI reporting. Okay. So do note that this requirement is mandatory from 1st April 2025 onwards. So you have over the next 6 to 9 months to build this functionality in your platform. If you have any questions, you can always write to us at invoice@imda.gov.sg, go to our website at www.imda.gov.sg/InvoiceNow. Okay. You can also search the web for GST InvoiceNow requirement, and you should be able to see what are the requirements from both the IRAS as well as the IMDA websites. Okay. With that, let me hand you back to Jiling, and thanks for being with us here.
Yeah, thanks, Raj. So the next section that we are talking about is, we are calling for solutions in other categories and industry. Moving on, please. Yeah, so we want to look for vendors offering legal solutions. So one example will be the risk assessment solution, where it is to automate compliance processes. This solution will, have to comply with regulations related to KYCs, anti-money laundering. Online legal research system is another solution. And it is for accessing legal research materials, precedents, legal opinions, journals, so on. And for document assembly software, it streamlines the process of document creation by using existing templates and clauses to generate documents. So if you are offering such solutions or have intention to offer such solutions, maybe you can download the legal checklist and look at the details in each solutions. Just like what I've gone through for the two generative AI solutions, right? There will be individual requirements for each solution. Then you can understand whether you can meet or don't meet. But we will always be ready to assist you and help you if, let's say, there are some requirements that you don't understand or you need more clarifications. You can always write into us. Next. Apart from that, we are also looking for document review software. It allows law practitioners to manage, search, or review large volumes of electronic documents. There's also this e-discovery tool. It helps scan and analyze large volume of electronic data. And then legal chatbot. So this is something, we don't need it to be Gen AI. It can be a normal chatbot. So it should be able to provide and compile basic legal information to answer clients' queries, so on and so forth. Moving on. For the retail sector, we are looking for vendors with self-checkout solution. So if you look at the pictures over there, it allows customers to scan and pay for their purchases via this technology-enabled system in retail stores. And for electronic shelf label solution, it is to display product pricing and information electronically on digital price tag, which can be updated real time. So once again, you can download the retail checklist if, let's say, you are a vendor interested to provide this solution or already have solutions in that area. Moving on. Yeah, so I would like to share that we are organizing a new workshop for vendors. Next. So we have this IMDA AWS Cloud Security Workshop. So this workshop, right, is actually for vendors like yourself who want to enhance your security capabilities and gain insights on cloud efficiencies. And then we will share a support program to scale your business. So if you are keen, the workshop is 19 August on Monday in the morning session. It will be at AWS office in the city. So you can register by scanning this QR code. So the registration is quite swift. Within 1 minute, you can fill up everything and register. So we are looking for business owners, decision makers from companies looking to streamline their IT infra, security, efficiency, and scale fast. So if you are keen, I strongly encourage you to sign up. And then this will be on a first come, first serve basis lah. So for the 398 of you that, attended today, we hope that you can sign up for this. Moving on. Yeah, I want to share that we had a very successful Gen AI workshop where we invited Microsoft and Crayon to IMDA premises to share about how Gen AI can help, you know, it can help vendors like yourself integrate into their ERP, HRMS, or other solutions that you're offering. So there was a very great in-depth discussion with the speakers and panels where everyone asked a lot of questions because this solution is quite nascent, and then it is very good advice that ChatGPT can provide you. And of course, we also shared about how you can use a grant support to adopt Gen AI for your solution. So we are having a second run. Can we move on? Yeah. And if you are interested to embed Gen AI capabilities into your solution, please express your interest by scanning this QR code. And we will plan to do this workshop somewhere late September. If we gather enough people, then we'll run this workshop again. And then, this is suitable for business owners, decision makers from companies who develop their own software. So if you are a reseller that cannot make changes to your code, this will not be so suitable for you. Okay, so I want to share a video about, the last workshop.
Lionel from Essentials. I thought that event was very meaningful because it actually provided us with a lot of insights on what are some possible applications that Gen AI can be used. It's actually very important for vendors like us to actually know about these different use cases and then to better incorporate them within our solutions to benefit more SMEs out there.
Hi, my name is Sean Marcus Lee from Lunchbox. We're a smart restaurant solution that provides you all the front of house and back of house tools to run your restaurant efficiently. The event was great. It was a lot of industry insights, and being a young startup like us, we don't know what we don't know. And we leverage on events like this to actually get a lot of market insights to help us improve our solution. Today's event was very helpful. Thank you IMDA, thank you Microsoft. We met a lot of good partners that we are looking for collaborations with right now.
Okay, so this is the QR code once again. I can give you 5 seconds if you forgot to take a picture of it. And we look forward to seeing you. And we'll confirm your registration and send you when the workshop will start, where is it being held, and so on and so forth. Okay, moving on. Yeah, this part is just general reminders for all our existing vendors who needs to, submit their data analytic and personal data protection requirements declaration form. So moving on, back in March, we announced that we wanted to uplift SMEs digital capabilities. So we wanted vendor to embed data analytic and personal data protection. So I believe a lot of you have received the polls, the reminders from us to perform this. So nothing new. Moving on. So just to let new vendors know, from 1st December onwards, these requirements will be made mandatory. So I'm not going through in depth what are all these requirements because we already have a video that is showing, what we are looking for, how to, where to submit the form and so on and so forth. But I'm just, doing a very gentle reminder to everyone because by 30th November, if we don't receive your declaration and don't clear you, you may potentially be delisted if you are collecting personal data, or if your solution has data analytics. Moving on. Yeah, this is just the requirements on data analytics and PDPs. Next. This is the declaration form, just a reminder. So just take note that we need about 4 weeks to review your and validate your solution. So don't wait until last minute to submit. Okay, next. So if in case you need to know where to find the video recording, is at SGTech's website. You can go to this YouTube video that's embedded on the website and play it to go through what all the requirements means to you. Okay, do remember to submit ASAP. Next. Last month, we also mentioned about the introduction of cybersecurity solutions. I mean, cybersecurity requirements for all vendors as a preferred requirement. Next. So what is this Cyber Essential Mark? It's actually a certification for organizations like yourself if you want to embark on your cybersecurity journey. It is really targeted for SMEs because we understand SMEs have limited IT or cybersecurity expertise and resources. So if you want to prioritize your cybersecurity measures to safeguard your system from common cyber attacks, this Cyber Essential Mark is actually very important for you. It can also help recognize organizations like yourself who have put in place good cyber hygiene measure. So the picture below is a print screen that we have introduced from 9 May onwards. These new requirements under General Assessment tab, item 12, we put in a reminder for all vendors. If you want to achieve this Cyber Essential Mark, you can actually go through the exercise from CSA and obtain the certification. So why should your organization apply? Of course, you want to simplify your cybersecurity by prioritizing your needs. You want to implement good cyber hygiene measures. You want to prevent against common cyber attacks. You also want recognition for your cybersecurity. So I think without further ado, for vendors who really want to, achieve the Cyber Essential Mark, don't hesitate and just go to the website, find out more, and sign up for this Cyber Essential Mark certification. Okay, next. So if you want to find out more about these Cyber Essential requirements, we also have another briefing on this vendor recording, which you can watch on SGTech website. Next. This is also another reminder for our existing vendors. I think a few months ago, we told you that the marketing brand guide has already changed. So moving on, we want to re-highlight to you that vendors are required to adhere to the revised marketing guidelines. And then we extend the deadline to 15 August. So all we need you to do is make sure that your current website, your marketing collaterals are no longer showing the old information. If you're not using this new brand guide, you may get yourself in trouble when we conduct a random audit. So as per our T&C clause, we may suspend, terminate, or suspend or terminate an appointment if you didn't, follow the brand guide strictly. So I would strongly encourage everyone to work with your marketing team, look at your current marketing collaterals, especially your website, and make the required changes that we need by 15 August. Then submit the declaration form. if you need to find out more on, what are the things required, what is the brand guide all about, it's actually located in our website, point 3 here under vendor resources. So all the things you need will be there. And then you can declare that you have already done. So change your website and stuff like that. Moving on. Once again, we have a recorded video in case you forgot what this all about. So it's once again in the same SGTech website.